You're watching Weekend at Gabe's and I'm Weekend Gabe. This latest episode was brought to you by the good folks over at the Ghetto Flower. Use our code W at G for an exclusive 15% discount when visiting their site. Tell them I sent you. Now enjoy the show. Hey, broadcasting live to you and yours. It's Weekend Gabe holding you down on this Tuesday, April 19th, 2022 evening. I can't believe we're already in the spring. What is it? Third of the year is already gone. Man, I can't wait for summer to get here. This weather to stop being cold. I'm excited for everything. I'm also excited for tonight. We got a great lineup of artists and designers. Annika Zomerman, who is a sophomore over at my alumni, Columbia College Chicago. She's going to be joining us first up on deck to talk about some of the phenomenal work that she's doing in voice acting and design and some of her cosplay as well. And then at 8:35, we're going to be talking with Wes Champagne, who is also a young, phenomenal animator and designer who's doing a bunch of work on YouTube that's challenging himself to push the limits of creativity. So I'm really excited to get into it with him at 8:35. Don't forget to give us a follow on these socials at Weekend Gabe, at Weekend at Gabe's, The Real Sam Crane, and The Ghetto Flower. And speaking of The Ghetto Flower, if you head over to The Ghetto Flower right at this moment, you can save 15% off all purchases of $50 or more by using our special coupon code W at G today to get that Superfly varsity jacket that I have my eye on, but I'm just waiting for my income tax check to come in so I have some disposable cash to blow it on to look fly for this summer. But either way, go head over to theghettoflower.com today. It is a pleasure to introduce our super intern, Karana LeBeau, as our guest co-host for this week. Hang on, let's run it up. There you go. Look, since Sam isn't here, I got controls to all the devices, so I'm gonna go crazy with this.
Bruh.
Welcome to In Front of the Camera. I know we got mom and dad watching, so let's clap it up.
My parents are watching.
There you go. Look, your daughter's doing good. But you've been holding us down all year by doing all the post-production work that you see on YouTube. So Karana is responsible for all that phenomenal work. So thank you. So it was only right that we put you in front of the camera, put all that research, that what did I call it? Your the whimsical humor and your phenomenal improvisation. We're going to put all that to good work tonight, as these are artists that you yourself booked. Annika Zomerman, who is due up in about 8 minutes, is a classmate of yours at Columbia College Chicago. So that's exciting to talk with your classmate and interview and drill her down and find out where all the cash is hidden and where all the snacks are at. So I'm really looking forward to that because her Instagram is amazing and her TikTok.
What can I say? I've got talented friends.
There you go. You hang out with all the great people. But yeah, so Sam, you're right. I definitely am. Thank you, Sam. Give myself a round of applause for that. But Karen and I were, before we get to news in a few minutes, we were talking about like what we're going to talk about. And the Batman dropped on HBO Max yesterday, actually. But I was a little hot that they didn't put it out on Friday so I can enjoy it over the weekend. I still watched it last night and I was tweeting about it. But you, unfortunately, are on the outside looking in, and you can.
I haven't seen it yet, and I don't have HBO Max. I've got, as a TV major, I have a lot of subscriptions, none of which I pay for. That's my dad's job. But I've got a lot of these things, but we have never had HBO Max. So now I'm like, oh, do I need to watch this so I can get a little peep of Robert and Zoe, because I know they killed it.
No, everyone did phenomenal. Paul Dano is where it's at, though. I don't know if they just missed the cutoff mark for the Oscars, but I need my man to get an Oscar nomination. He absolutely bodied the Riddler. So much so that Jim Carrey even came out and was like half concerned about influencing people, which the whole movie is about influencing copycats. So, I'm curious why Jim Carrey felt the need to really go deep into this when it's just a fictional film. But Paul Dano killed it. So I can't wait for you to see it so we can actually.
I love being annoying watching movies and shows that I know were filmed in Chicago and being like, hey, I know where that is. Hey. Like, because I haven't really done a lot of traveling, so it's my one time that I get to be like, I know where that is.
Yeah, I really hate that they use the Thompson Center because that's like the ugliest piece of art that Chicago has to offer. But that was the backdrop for a little bit of it. So hey, I'm glad someone's using that junk place because I surely do not. I used to go in there a lot back when I was work downtown, and it's not appealing at all. There's nothing about it that's great. But I'm glad that the Batman team finally put it to good use. All right, so speaking of news, let's get into it. America's favorite segment. Let's get it going.
You got it. You can do it.
Listen, I'm juggling a lot today. Let's start off there. Well, first off, news is brought to you by the good folks over at the Ghetto Flower, where you can save 15% by purchasing $50 or more on the ghettoflower.com. But also, if you head over there right now, you will also find out that they updated the Garden playlist, which is featuring all brand new music from the likes of Pat Jr., Asar, Dreezy, exclusively on Spotify. So head over to the Garden playlist on Spotify today and put some brand new music into your life. Trust me, you'll be a better person for it. All right, so let's get into it. This is the latest cover from GQ, our friend of the show, Elliot Wilson. Did his first write-up for GQ. If you're not familiar, he was the editor at Double XL, also Rap Radar, and also is one of Jay-Z's best friends, but that's neither here nor there. So this got a lot of run today. The best rapper alive. I haven't read the article yet, but Karana, in your experience in hip-hop, is Future in your circle of greatest rappers alive?
The
answer is no. Don't overthink it. It's no.
Yeah, I don't know a lot, but the fact that I don't even know who this is probably is an indication that not the best one,
That's shocking. That's shocking that you don't know who Future is, but we can help you out. You definitely need to put the Garden playlist in your life, and we're gonna help you.
I'm sure I've heard of him, but you know me and who my top artists are. So
facts. All right, so this dropped today, but then one other MC who's been sitting on the sidelines for maybe the last several years, but you might have seen him at the Super Bowl. He put out an announcement yesterday that he was returning with a new album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Kendrick Lamar is back in the game. The real Sam Crane says, how do you not know who Future is? I mean, these are all questions. These are our questions for our next intern, by the way. We may need to quiz them on some of their pop culture know-how, but you are definitely setting up some traps for future interns on the Weekend at Gabe's. But Kendrick Lamar is back. May 13th is when the new album is going to drop. I'm excited because it's been 5 years since Damn album came out, but he also helped put out the Black Panther soundtrack several years back, so he was a heavy part of that. But are you excited to see Kendrick Lamar return to music?
I mean, why not? May is jam-packed with great music releases, so to add him is just only adding to the epicness that is going to be summer music. I feel like summer is such a great time for good music, and with legends coming out with new stuff in May, it just only adds to the magic of it.
This is good. This is a good point. I'm hoping that they have a tour schedule also dropping when the album comes out, because that's what I'm going to need. Also, September 2nd, you and anyone else is available to join me in Tinley Park for the Wu-Tang Clan and Nas show that's going down. So if you're anyone out there who wants to buy me a ticket, please do. But you can join me. But shout out to Kendrick Lamar. I'm really excited about his return. The game has missed him greatly. All right, this next news bit came from Karana herself. She dug this one up, and I found it absolutely hilarious.
This is what's on my Twitter feed, Sam. This is what's on my Twitter feed.
Easter eggs. Everyone loves them. They're fun. They're exciting. Sometimes they include they include candy, or they could include cash. Or in this case, this story comes out of Texas, of all places. That seems most appropriate that something like this would happen. They included condoms. This happened when a parent of a second grader drove by to pick up her student, but was dressed in a bunny costume after just leaving like a sex ed clinic. She was working at a clinic and was doing a safe sex presentation. So she was dressed up as the Easter bunny and giving away Easter eggs that had condoms in it. So when she pulls up, all the kids, of course, race towards her. So she's giving out these Easter eggs, and little does she know or remember that, hey, they include condoms in it. So all these second graders and young kids got Easter eggs with condoms in it, which set off a firestorm, and then also caused a response from George Bush's nephew. What's his name? George P. Bush, who's the Attorney General of Texas, to say the radical leftist parents and school admins are out of control. So, Karen,
I mean, in the school's defense, they did ask her to leave. Because one, it was like, obviously any kind of like situation like that is going to hold up the car. Like the car pickup line in general is terrible. Like I had to witness it from the teacher side when I did student teaching in high school. And oh man, it is just chaos. So when you put someone in an Easter bunny costume on the sideline, like it's just gonna go crazy. And I believe what happened is that she went to she left the line and went to like a public sidewalk, and was, because kids were like, we want the candy, and was like running. She ran out of eggs or something, and so her husband brought extra, and that's where there were like two separate bags, and husband grabbed the wrong bag. So like bag, in the school's defense, they didn't endorse it. They didn't know. They just told her to leave. But it honestly was just I don't know. It was just an honest mistake, and I think it's funny.
It's hilarious.
More than anything, and the fact that people are so upset and think that this was like a targeted thing to like sexualize kids. I'm like, listen, you put your son in a ladies watch out bib at like a month old, so who's doing the sexualizing? You know?
Yeah.
Because the kids don't know what it is. If you don't tell them, they don't know what it is. They just think it's a rapper.
Exactly.
My bad. They're not going to know unless you tell them.
Yeah, it wasn't a sanctioned event, and then to see some of the Texas politicians come out and share their fake outrage is what is the cherry on top for this story, because apparently this is something that happens all the time in liberal states where Easter bunnies hand out eggs with condom in it. I didn't know. All right, and then let's wrap up with another story that is going to excite all our fans watching tonight. A lot of people think that when Chicagoans eat pizza, it looks like this. And you might be right, but you're not absolute, because no one in Chicago really eats this regularly. But a lot of Chicagoans are going to be excited about eating this come May 19th, when Mexican pizza returns to the Taco Bell menu after almost a 3-year hiatus. This is going down in a major way. I'm not sure if I really want to run out and get this, but I'm not mad at this. This is made up of 2 flour shells layered with beans, pizza sauce, seasoned beef, tomatoes, and melted cheese, which of course all pizza needs cheese. Karana, are you going to run out and grab this day one?
Well, here I have a Taco Bell literally in the underneath part of my apartment building. But this is not coming out until May 19th, which is after graduation. So I won't be here. So I don't even know if I'm going to be able to partake even if I wanted to. Because my ease of access, my late night 2 a.m. drunken meals that I need, I will have no access. That's what Taco Bell is good for. Is Taco Bell something that you want on a regular basis? No. But when you're wasted at 3 a.m. and nothing else is open, it is the best thing out there.
Yeah.
And if they were coming out with it earlier, maybe.
Well, do they not have Taco Bell back home? Is this
not on the island? There's one out off the island that's like a little bit ways out there. So not in my general vicinity. No.
Well, maybe you can
not enough. Like the ease of being able to just go down in my elevator. I can even order it on my phone. I order it on my phone from my apartment. I take the elevator down to the first floor. I go pick it up, and then I immediately come back up here. It doesn't get better than that.
Sam says that Doja Cat brought back the Mexican pizza.
Yes, Doja Cat made that's like the most iconic part of this all is she made a TikTok and made a song about Mexican pizza, and then at Coachella they like announced it, and she screams like into the mic, "I brought back fucking taco pizza." like so great.
Our other intern this semester does not believe in this Taco Bell resurgence, but also Doja Cat needs to be stopped. All right, and we're going to stop there with news that Gabe only cares about on this Tuesday, April 19th, as I'm trying to juggle so many machines. Thank you for watching the latest episode of Weekend at Gabe's on YouTube, brought to you by the Ghetto Flower. Make sure to also click on the links in the description for more information to our guests and access to exclusive new music from the Ghetto Flower and so much more. Make sure to also like and subscribe to the show, and also continue to share, support, and show love by clicking on any of the links surrounding my head. Thanks for watching.